Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Between the Walls podcast. We are your hosts. My name is Jonathan. Wow, that's crazy. We are one for true. I'm like, you're apart. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Welcome back. Okay, it's late. It's late, and Ms. Alani knew. Okay,
Run the music back.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Between the Walls podcast. We are your hosts. My name is Jess.
And I'm Jonathan, and we are the Wallaces.
Yes, we are. I really struggled through that one. I don't know if you could tell. Anyways, really quick, I want to put out in a public. Am I okay?
You're telling me. Guys, have you heard what these podcasts sound like before pre-edited? It's bad. It's really bad.
Whew. Oh, that just keeps reminding me of that TikTok that we saw. The guy with the girl at the gym. Okay. I guess I was the only one who thought that was funny. All right.
I laughed.
It's not as much as me, though. I'm like running out of breath. You're like...
You're going to be so wired tonight.
I know. I'm not sleeping. That's where my apology comes. I want to give a public apology to Alani Nu, because in our last podcast, I was talking about how I don't like Alani Nu because they're too sweet. But we said that weeks ago, and that lately that's all I've been drinking, and that's what I have right now, because it's 9:40 p.m. and Jonathan decides that he wants to record 2 podcast episodes, and I was like, I can settle for 1, but 2 is not happening.
You know, guys, we're just trying to stay consistent, but it's tough because Jess works a full-time job and I work a full-time job, and this is our side hustle. So
yeah, we started recording 6 weeks ago, or maybe a long time ago. We were supposed to be so ahead of the game. We're not. And I feel like now we're running against the clock. Anyways, hey guys, welcome back. How are you, honey?
I'm good.
What's your Okay, sorry, you guys. I want you to know that I might not be my normal self, because I do feel a little wired up now because I am drinking this.
Put that down.
But it's because I was literally sleeping, and Jonathan was waiting for me to wake up to do this podcast because I fell asleep editing something else, and now I just really feel like, all right, one more sip.
No more. Take it away. Put it away.
Put it back here.
Yeah.
All right, babe. Do we have any more small talk before?
We're talking about the peak of the week.
Okay.
Get on it.
But do we... All right, babe. So, it's only Tuesday, but what's been your peak of the week since our last check-in?
It's kind of simple, but my car, since I bought it, has had this light on it, and I've been through hell trying to get it figured out. And now that it's finally figured out, driving in my new car still with no lights, like no check whatever lights. It's making me happy. It brings me
That's
joy.
Good. It's the simple things, the little things.
It really brings me joy.
Yeah, my husband's extremely simple. Not simple, but
No,
the simple things is what fills his cup a lot of the times. I have 2. Can I do 2?
Yes, please.
Okay, so my peaks of the week so far. Sunday, we had a little birthday party for my friend Jazz, and we all wore matching PJs, and we had Christmas cookies, and there was a Christmas tree lit up, and I'm Queen Christmas. I love Christmas.
She is Queen Christmas. This is true.
Unfortunately, we have not decorated yet. To whose fault is that? I don't know. But yeah, so I love the energy. Our Christians always talk about energy and vibes. It's like Zodiacs. It's like the Zodiacs were so good. The vibes were vibing. But my second peak of the week is my brother. He preached at my parents' church on Sunday, but I wasn't there because we go to our own church. But I watched it this morning online, and I was just so proud of him because there's 3 of us. I have 2 older brothers, and the one who preached, his name is Matt. We had him on the podcast. We need to do another one because he was the worst out of us 3. Can't even lie to you. He was the worst. And to see where God has taken him, God can change anybody. Not that he was atheist and I hate Jesus or whatever. He was always a Christian, but we all had our backsliding, but he was to the back of the slide. But now
just to the back of the
he just to see where God has taken him, to hear how he speaks, to see that he's such a family man, my heart is just...
Yeah, he's in seminary right now. That's
yes,
crazy.
He's in seminary school. I would have never thought that my brother would have been in seminary school growing up. Out of the 3 of us, I probably thought it would have been me. I mean, I would never do seminary school. Actually, that's not... No, I wouldn't. I seen that book that he has to read, and my friend Jazz in seminary school. I seen that books they have to read. I can't even get through a picture book right now. I can't. So
Yeah, social media doesn't ground your attention span to dust.
I cannot finish a book. I have read a few books this year. I mean, okay, like 3, but I have not finished any of them. Say it has like 12 chapters. I get to chapter 8 and I'm like, I know what's happening here. I think we're good. On to the next. I can't finish it.
It's okay, wife.
I know. Anyways, what do you think? Would you say that's a red flag for you? Would that have been a red flag?
It's a yellow flag for sure.
Okay, when we were dating, we're going to talk about red flags today, you guys. But I want to know, when we were dating, what was your biggest red flag for me? Or maybe a yellow flag that you're like, I don't know about this one.
Well, this is kind of cheating because it's like right before, it was before we were dating.
Before? Oh, okay. Okay, that could...
Yeah, but I knew you, so you were a lot rougher before we were dating. And
I miss that girl.
When Jess was mad, she used to go like scorched earth.
Okay, no, I don't miss that girl. I was like bad girls club type.
Yeah,
like,
she'd turn up, blow it up.
Yeah,
she's blowing it up.
I didn't care who was in my way.
And that was the single biggest red flag. That's not what I wanted, because when I think about like my life and I think about the things that are most important to me, especially like in my home, it's like peace. Mm-hmm. Peace is so important to me.
Yeah.
That when I come home, my wife feels like she's my peace. I feel like I'm at rest. Everything is good. And I have that life now. But if I had married 2017 or 18 Jess, that would not be the case. So that was the biggest red
hair
flag
Jess.
for sure.
If y'all have been around since I had the red hair Jess was popping off, okay?
Red hair, brown hair.
Oh. A little bit of black hair, Jess? No. I feel like I was, at that point, I was like, okay, girl, you're about 30, you need to relax. But I will say sometimes Jonathan's like, man, what happened to that, Jess, dog? You being too soft now.
No. It's before, like, she was hard before, but now, like, she won't stand up for herself sometimes.
Now I've turned into a people pleaser. I don't know how I did a 180. I used to be like, man, no, I don't care. Like, and now I'm like, whatever you want. Not to Jonathan, but to everyone else.
Literally everybody else.
Outside of these 4 walls. I'm going to work on that, though. Something that I pray about in the morning, I'm like, remind me to just be so nice to my husband today. Because sometimes I feel like I'm not
She's
nice.
been getting better. She's a lot better. She's pretty nice to me now. That was not always the case.
That was not always the case. Like, sometimes I'll go to bed and I'll be like, John, my husband deserves everything. You need to be nicer. I'm not mean, but I'm not as nice as I could be. Okay. Anyways.
What about you?
Okay. My red flag, yes. Maybe it was like burgundy.
A burnt orange
flag. Burnt orange flag was that his decision making was dusty. It was not, he just was so indecisive about everything. No, there was one time where I got like the biggest ick. And I was like, no. I remember we were in the car and he didn't know what he wanted to eat. And he was like, oh, let me call my friend and ask them what I should eat. And I was like, you're not serious. Do you remember that?
Kind of.
I was like, you're not serious right now. I said, pick your own food. It was like between Chick-fil-A or like PDF. What is it? PDQ. Yeah. Like, let me call my friend and ask them what I should eat. I'm like, this has got to stop.
Hey, man, sometimes you just need outside input.
Oh, my God. Anyway. But yeah. Women go through that now. It's like, what do you want to eat? I don't know. But it's different. Anyways, that was just one of them.
That's okay.
Yeah. Anyways.
I'm not offended.
Okay,
I
good.
had problems.
But we're both healed from those problems now.
Yeah, we're good.
All right. So today we are going to talk about something that a lot of people ask us about. Oh, my boyfriend is XYZ, or I don't really get a lot of my girlfriend questions. I get a lot of like, oh, my boyfriend is this or my boyfriend is that. Like, is that a problem?
Or even in our personal lives. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, even in our personal lives, people will ask, like, now that we're married, especially a lot of our friends that are dating, like, they did this. Should I, like, be concerned about that? Is that is this normal?
Yeah.
Or is this not normal?
Yeah, so we thought we'd get into, like, what are some red flags? Hope if they resonate with you guys, then maybe you can start navigating some things. And if not, and if you're already in a wonderful, perfect relationship, this could probably help out your friend who's asking you, I don't know about this, y'all, whatever. So we went to our friend, Gerald Paul Thompson,
We chatted with Gerald Paul Thompson.
Gerald Paul Thompson.
That just means that we chatted with GPT. We use ChatGPT.
ChatGPT put us on. We were like, what are some red flags we could think about? But we have a system. Yeah, we have red flag scenarios, but we have a system to go through this. I'm going to have Jonathan tell you because I don't.
Yeah, so I thought it'd be fun to play a game. Well, it's a game. It's an activity. That thing is going to be a recurring activity, actually. Okay. It's called red flag, yellow flag, no flag. Mm-hmm. Right? So before we started this podcast, we were doing a dry run on Jess's Only One Jess channel, and we bought these. Yours are behind you, too. Dun, dun, dun. We bought these flags, right? And there's a yellow flag and a red flag. So it's like, like what you think about football or soccer. A flag on the play, you throw the flag up, the flag means something. Usually a yellow flag means you have to go, a yellow card in soccer usually means you have to go sit down. Mm-hmm. Red flag means you're kicked out of it. You're kicked out of the game. Mm-hmm. Or I think the yellow flag's a warning, whatever. But for the purposes of this activity for us, we're going to talk about a scenario that like we got from ChatGPT. It's kind of like generic relationship scenarios that you would likely hear. No flag is this is completely normal. Don't be concerned about this. A yellow flag is yes, this is a cause for concern. It's a cause for conversation. Mm-hmm. We should talk about this. Mm-hmm. This may be something that's concerning. Now, this red flag, if the red flag is thrown, this is not good. This is a situation you gotta get out of
immediately, or is it like a few red flag, like one red flag and it's out?
One red flag, you're out. You put together a few yellow flags, then you should be out too.
You think if someone has one red flag, they should be out?
No, I'm saying you reserve the red for if it's really
really bad. Okay.
You're ready to throw them out. You can't.
Okay. So we have to be careful with our reds.
Yeah, it shouldn't be used for just anything.
Okay.
Not for just anything.
Gotcha.
All right.
Want some?
No, put that away. I have it again. I didn't even see when you grabbed it again. All right. Topic number 1. We're constantly fighting about small things, but we still love each other. How do I know if this is just normal conflict or something deeper? What do you think?
That's no flag for me.
That's no flag. I think it's green, maybe like venturing into a yellow. I think it's...
No, it's not a green flag. You know what a green flag is?
I mean...
green flag is something positive. Like, oh, he's a walking green flag. Girl.
Okay, yeah. No flag. I'd say no flag venturing into a yellow flag, but I think it's worth a conversation. Why do you think that we keep butting heads?
Yeah, I think that sometimes when you like are constantly bickering about like little things, I feel like one is coming from maybe frustration, maybe from something outside of the relationship. I know in marriage, when we are bickering over small things, maybe because we haven't like been intimate in a few days or however long or whatever. So sometimes a small little bickering can be something outside of the two of you. So that's why I'm not giving it a flag.
I think whether it's something outside the two of you or something that's not what you're arguing about between the two of you. So like if there's a deeper issue or something deeper bothering one of you that is either just not being talked about or it's below the surface that you don't even realize is there.
Yeah.
I think if there's constant bickering, I think that's grounds for further investigation of
Absolutely.
of your own emotions, your own feelings. It's like, let's really examine what's happening here rather than it being a flag in and of itself.
Yeah, no, I think it's just worth the conversation. They're always late or canceling plans, but they apologize afterwards. Is this a deal breaker or something to work on? Always late or canceling plans. Child, that sound like me and my friendship.
It's a yellow.
Always late.
Yellow.
Don't do that. Yeah, where you was at? Why are you late again? Why are you late to my grandma's 90th birthday?
I think it's. What are you looking at?
Him.
Oh, I think it's just the kind of habits and behaviors that you want to be building upon.
Right. Does the man you want to marry who's always late and always canceling?
Yeah, I think that just shows lack of integrity, lack of taking your time and things seriously. I think it's more like, and it's also like a immaturity kind of thing as well.
You was late because you was on the game? Come on now. Be for real.
I feel like you have to say what you mean and mean what you say.
Yeah. If you said you're going to be there at 7:30, be there at 7:30. But this is the thing, though. This is something that I had to work on as well. My time management was off. It's like I really did wanted to be done with something in 2 hours, but I didn't realize this was going to take much longer. So if you get off work at 7:15 and it's 30 minutes away, you're like, oh, I'm just going to tell her 7:30 because I know that's what she wants to hear, but it's probably not going to happen. Like, it's not necessarily a character flaw. It's just like, stop trying to make someone feel good, giving them what they want to hear, and just be real.
Yeah.
That's something I had to work on. I'm like, babe, I promise it's only going to take 1 hour. When I'm like, man, this might take 2, but I'm trying my best to make it 1. And they're expecting it to take 1 because that's what you said, because you want them to feel good. So that's just my little spiel right there.
Yeah, I think it's a light yellow for sure.
Yeah.
But if it's something that has been talked about and it doesn't change at all, then it goes to like a deeper
Burnt.
yellow.
Oh, deeper. Like
A deeper yellow.
like
into an orange.
I haven't drank water all day type yellow.
Golden.
Yeah.
They avoid talking about the future, but they say they care about me. Should I be worried about their commitment? I agree.
Ew.
Yeah, that's a big yellow right there.
I don't like that.
Avoiding talking about the future. All right, talk about why you don't like
Because
that.
I just feel like that's something that someone just wants to, like, I'm going to just keep her around for right now. I don't really know. I mean, and of course it depends on how much time you guys have been dating, but I'm going to assume this is ChatGPT, but say it's been a year, or how much time is it that you would assume it's time to start talking about the future? I mean, it's different in every scenario.
But I think avoiding talking about the future is a problem. Because it's not saying they don't know about the future. Mm-hmm. They just won't talk about the future.
Yeah. Yeah, it's yellow. It's like, what's going on? What plans? I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, but you don't know. You need to tap in with the Lord. You sound scared.
Yeah, I think any man that doesn't, well, or woman, but I'll speak to the ladies. Any man that does not have a plan, especially after you've been dating for, I'd say even if you've been dating for like 3 months, like consistently, very solidly
exclusive, like boyfriend and girlfriend, or just like,
well, both. Honestly,
I guess like if you
have been entertaining each other in relationship for 3 months
with
intentional, then and they don't know anything, or they don't want to talk about the future at all.
Yeah, get out of here.
Actually, that might be red. That's like venturing into red.
Maybe, yeah, I could see that.
The longer you're in that situation that they don't want to talk about the future, it's getting.
I feel like we're so afraid to use these because it's too final.
I'm like, it might be. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna say yellow at first, but the longer it goes, like it's longer than 6 months, for sure. It's giving.
Right.
I just said it's giving. That's yucky.
Mm-hmm. You're in your giving era.
I'd give myself the ick.
It's giving.
Yeah, I think it's a red, especially if it's longer than the 6 months span. Because even if you think like the future may entail, you don't know what what it entails, or you're like, I like you and I want to keep pursuing this. Mm-hmm. That's a talk about the future. But if you're afraid to say anything, what do you think if they're not afraid to talk about the future, but they just don't know? Well, this is our scenario. Was that a yellow or a red flag?
That was... Well, at one point, it ended up being a red flag because I was like, hey, what are we doing? And he was like, I don't know. And I'm like, okay, well, we're breaking up. So after a while, and that was, 1 year and 3 months into our relationship, and you didn't know what the future held for us, I was like, okay, well, I'm leaving. So, yeah. But, I mean, the first few times that we talked about it and you're on some I don't know, I was like, okay, I'm going to just give him some more time. I'm so amazing. I'm sure I'll change his mind. So, but I was wrong, and I didn't, and... we broke up, so...
Well, it was time to leave. I think that was the right choice.
Yeah, you were a red flag for a second.
I think that was the right choice.
A partner gets defensive every time you bring up your feelings. Defensive?
Oh.
That's fine. We don't have to agree.
Yeah,
you get defensive every time I bring up my feelings. Your feelings don't matter, but do my feelings don't matter? Now you're going to be afraid to bring up your feelings. You're going to start holding everything in, and eventually you're going to become mute. He or she is going to be doing things that bother you. You're not even going to be bothered to say anything. It's like, I don't want to start an argument, or it's fine. But that's only going to be damaging you as a person. Your partner should be your safe space where you can tell them all of your feelings, and that you know that they care for you enough to listen and comfort you and be there for you. But you get defensive every time.
I can see you getting defensive when someone's accusing you of something.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you did this, that. I could see someone getting defensive in that scenario. But if you're like, I really just felt unseen, and then the person starts getting defensive instead of listening.
Yeah, what the heck?
That's really not good.
That's not cute at all.
That's really not good. Because you want a person that's going to listen to you and really cares about how you feel more than what that means about them as a partner.
Yeah.
Like if I was only like, you said, I really felt hurt. And if all I've heard to myself was that, like, you're trying to hurt me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not what she said.
Yeah, get your listening skills up. That's a red flag for me. I'm sorry. I don't have time for that. I need someone who can hear me.
Immediately leave?
I feel like it's hard to ever give someone an immediately leave.
Yeah, but that's not a good sign.
It's a really bad sign, though. I don't like it.
Yeah,
if that was my
I feel
homegirl, I would be like, I don't like this guy for you. I don't like him for you. You deserve better. All right. Had to take a quick break. I needed to get water because it's too late to be drinking that. I feel like I'm going to be up till 3 a.m.
We come from very different backgrounds and disagree about faith and values.
Okay. Let's be so serious here. Like, that's just...
Big red.
Yeah. I know people do it, but I just feel like there's so many other issues that come up in marriage and in life in general. Like, I don't need our faith and values to be one of them. Because once you start having kids, we talked about this before. Once you start having kids, like, I'm not trying to be like, go to my church. And he's like, come to my temple or whatever. Like, I don't...
But not even like, I just feel like that's just such a non-starter for me.
Yeah.
Because of like the cornerstone of any relationship is, even if you're not a person of faith, it's your values.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, even if you vibe with somebody, but you don't have the same values, like, you just don't have the same foundation. Like, you're building a house on 2 different foundations.
Yeah.
So it's like you're setting yourself up for failure.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
You don't have to get into too much detail, but say you're dating during the election season, you both are voting for different parties, or not necessarily different parties. Oh, yeah, whatever. Different presidents. Is that part of values? Is that like a red flag?
Well, part of it, I think it matters why, 1, and 2, how politically involved are the 2 people. Mm. Because, like, why someone votes for somebody, I think, matters a lot as part of it. And then if someone's politically involved, like, they think about politics a lot, they're pretty invested into politics, that could be a not good thing for the relationship. Yeah.
Okay. So they say they love you, but they continue to break your trust. And do you think that trust is something that can be rebuilt?
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Same.
Yeah, red flags around.
Yeah.
So I think if someone continues to break your trust, that's
not a good start.
That's definitely not a good start. I think there's one thing that I think a lot of these differ depending on if you're married or not. Mm-hmm. If you're married, sorry for you. You are stuck.
Oh, yeah. By the way, we're talking about people who are dating. Because if you start seeing red flags in your marriage, it's a red flag, but it's not like divorce. Like, no, you're there.
If you locked in, ain't no switching up. It is what it...
There are some exceptions in the Bible. But we're not talking about those, though.
I think that if someone's continually breaking your trust, especially when you're in the dating phase of trying to decide if this person is for me, is this person going to love me well? Mm-hmm. Is this person going to be a good mother or father? Yeah. Is this person going to be a good role model to the community? Breaking trust multiple times over and over. Yeah. Whack.
Yeah. You know, I was dating this guy when I was 18. To be fair, I did cheat on him first, but then he cheated on me back. Like, what the heck? What are you doing?
That was a wild way to start. I did cheat on him first.
That's a different story. But I found he was like liking this girl's pictures a lot. Or like, I think she had texted him or something, and I remember I had his phone, and I was one of those girls like, who is this or whatever. And he had the audacity to be like, she's nobody, man. If you don't believe me, call her. I was like, okay. I don't think he thought I was really going to call her. So I call her, and I don't remember what happened, or she like answered and hung up or whatever it was, but I end up finding out that he has something going on with the girl. We had a little issue for a couple of weeks, but we ended up staying together. Ew, big goofy vibes on my part, first of all. Big goof troop, max goof on my part. But after that, bro, I turned insane. Like, I started hacking into his Twitter, and it's so funny. I hacked into his Twitter, and I unfollowed her from his Twitter account. And every day I would go back into his Twitter account, I would see that he refollowed her. So it made me know that every day he would go onto her page and be like, wait, why am I not following her? And whatever. I found out his password. I'd be going through his text. Every time his phone rang, I would be like, who is that? So anyways, all that to say, nobody wants to live like that.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's just not a good way to live. Good. But I mean, trust can be broken in ways other than cheating. It could just literally be like, a white lie or whatever, but it's just not. It's not grounds for a great marriage, like walking into marriage.
You're setting yourself up for failure. I mean, the character of the person that you're with is super important. So
Yeah. Do you think that like anything your partner does to you, they'll end up doing to your children? That sounds crazy. No, I mean like if your partner continues to like the one with, oh, he's always late or he's always canceling on you, like do you think that means, oh, he's probably going to be late and canceling, you're going to your son's cello performance or basketball games or whatever?
yeah, probably.
Yeah, I just feel like the things that he's seeing now, the fruit that you're seeing now, that might spill over into your future children. Like the way he's disappointing you now, he could disappoint you later.
It's the way character works.
Anyhow.
It rolls over.
Yeah.
They criticize me a lot, but say it just because they want to help me improve.
Is this love or control?
3,
2, 1.
1.
Hey, we're on the same page. Yellow.
Yeah.
Big yellows. It can be the sign of controllingness, especially if you did not ask for help or criticism in said area.
Yeah. I don't think you need to. What was it? They criticize me because they want to help me? Or what was it?
They criticize me a lot, but say it's just because they want to help me improve.
Yeah, that's not a way to help somebody improve.
I mean, what if it's constructive criticism?
I mean, constructive criticism is not horrible, but sometimes it's not always needed either. Sometimes you just gotta let somebody figure out something on their own. Because I could constructively criticize you every day, or you could do that for me every day, because there's always something that needs to be fixed, but it's not always necessary. So, like, if you need to improve somebody so much that they're always criticizing you, even if it's constructive, then maybe you really don't like that person. You don't like them for who they are.
I think that's a big one.
Yeah, like he doesn't like you, or she doesn't really like you. They're trying to make you into what they want you to be.
Rather than who you are.
Yeah.
And I think, constantly being criticized is not good for intimacy. I'm not even talking about physical intimacy, just intimacy in general.
Yeah.
You know, not feeling like you're safe to just be yourself. It makes you want to, in general, just want to shut down. Like, oh, I don't feel like I can operate as myself without getting criticized or like reprimanded or picked apart. It's like, I don't want to be, you know what I'm saying? It can feel controlling. You can feel not safe. And that feeling of not being safe it's not where you want to be. That's how I feel about that one.
Yeah, and I feel like it can tend to make you try to turn into a person that you're not, so that you can make your partner satisfied. It's like, okay, he doesn't like that I do this. Let me change this part of me. And I mean, some parts of us, and when you walk into marriage or in a relationship, probably do need to be altered a little bit, because it's not just you anymore. But if it's all of your little quirks and things that really aren't even that big of a deal, it's like they don't like the person that you are, and that's not nice.
Yeah.
That's not very nice.
That's not nice.
That's not nice. What if you're always the one initiating the communication, or always the one to make plans? Oh, not sure? Maybe? No flag?
It's yellow. No flag yellow.
No flag yellow?
It's yellow. It's yellow. It's yellow.
It's
a yellow.
It's giving like brown for me, low key.
What's brown?
Like, it's not quite red, but it's like not even close to yellow.
Oh, it's like very... Like,
because I honestly feel like, especially if you're in the talking phase, or if you guys are dating and he never texts you, or you always have to text first, or you always have to call them. They're not making any initiation, or is that the word? Not initiation. Initiative. They're not taking initiative to ever call you, or I miss you, or nothing. It's always you. I don't think that person likes you as much as you thought they did.
Does this matter if this is a boy or a girl?
In my head, I'm usually thinking that, it's the girl and the guy is not
this is why
communicating. I tell you, I'm a girl's girl. I'm talking for my girls.
So, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was saying,
okay, go ahead.
I was saying from a boy's perspective, as a man, it's a double standard is what it is.
Okay.
I think there's a double standard here, because I think society-wise, men are usually supposed to be the initiators or
at first
date planners or at first. So I guess if that's only you, then that's a problem. But that's why I was more hesitant to throw I wasn't thinking red at all, because if I'm thinking about a guy for girls, I think girls should chip into the planning.
Yeah, but I don't think, do men complain about like, man, I'm always the one making plans? Like, do men complain about that?
No, I think that just you chalk it up to that's the
game.
That's
why I like originally just thought, from a woman's perspective. If you're the one who's always making the plans, he doesn't like you.
But as a guy, sometimes it's nice to have your girl make a plan.
No, it's definitely
or
nice.
Initiate communication.
No,
or-
I think when it comes to communication, I think it's both things. I think the guy should start because he should be the one expressing interest. But for you to let the guy know that you like him too, it doesn't hurt to hit him with a good morning every now and then. But when it comes to making plans, like I said, I don't think it's wrong for a woman to make plans. But I don't think if the woman is never making plans that a guy should think, I don't think she likes me. I think she's just thinking that's just what the guys normally do. But
yes, but if now coming to agree with you, if you're a girl and you're always initiating or always making plans or always making the plans or always like forcing the issue, it's not good.
It's just really bad.
It's really not good.
It might be red. I can't even lie to you.
No, I wouldn't say red, but it's not a good sign. I think another.
I just don't think he likes you. So that's
Well-
if he doesn't like you, it's a red flag. You
Well, I
shouldn't-
think another factor is that some kids or boys grew up having a lot of things done for them, and they just don't know how to.
Okay, yeah, well, that's a red flag. Like y'all can get back together later when he grows up, but you want to be with a kid who doesn't know how to do things for himself? That's a red flag. No, it's red. Sorry, I changed my mind.
Okay, Jess says it's red. I think it's yellow.
I think it's where the
My
conversation.
if I'm thinking about now, my future daughter who is always hitting, hey, good morning. Hey, yeah, I thought we could do paint and sip on Friday. What do you think? All the time? I'm like, girl, if you don't stand up, stand up.
It is a little pick me.
It's so pick me. Oh no. If my baby girl is sending good morning texts every day, and I'm like, hey, haven't spoken in a couple of days.
No, that's right. No, that's rough. Stop.
Okay.
Stop.
All right.
I don't
Okay. Exactly.
It's very
Wrap
pick-
it up.
Very pick me.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either. It's still yellow though.
It's not yellow. It's red.
Yellow.
If you are a woman and this is happening to you, leave right now. You should be pursued. You should be pursued. Thank you.
She's probably right.
Yes, thank you. All right. If your partner is really close with an ex and say they're just friends, but it makes me uncomfortable. So your partner's friends with an ex. Really close? Really close. Okay. Do I even have to pick up a flag?
2, 1.
No, don't, guys. Me talking to Chat GPT. Guys, stop. Don't even, this is not even a question.
Is that a question?
No, your partner is close with their ex. They're really close with their ex, and it makes you uncomfortable. And they don't stop.
What if them and let me what if them and the ex were never they were never intimate. They dated for a very small period of time, very long ago.
But they're really close? What does really close mean?
Yeah, I guess I don't really know what that means.
Yeah, okay, if she said, oh, my partner is still, or whoever, my partner is still friends or acquaintances or cool. But to be honest, in most situations, that's not really a normal thing. Most people, they break up with their ex and they don't see them anymore. So
But
if,
a lot of times, like in Seinfeld, Elaine and Jerry.
that's true. I don't know how that would have never worked for me. Bro. that's a little too much. Because I just feel like
Well, I think a lot of people are close with their exes.
close.
Yeah, I do. I think that happens very often.
Okay, say that is true, but it makes your current partner uncomfortable.
That's my friend.
But that's fine. Did you hear what I said? I'm uncomfortable. Now what? What are we doing about it?
But I just met you. That's my friend.
Oh. Okay, then. So what if the person gives you an ultimatum? It's like, okay, well, it's me, your girlfriend, or your ex-girlfriend who's now your friend. What are we doing?
Well, I just met you, so.
Okay, well, say they're dating for like 6 months. They're already exchanging I love yous.
I think that's really tough.
I think it's tough because I think it's tough for the person who in the middle because it's like you do very much still care about your friend, but as we've discussed before on this podcast, the reality of it is that as you get deeper into your relationship with anyone, your relationship with all other people of the opposite gender kind of needs to shift
Yeah.
a little bit, especially if you view this situation as heading into marriage.
Mm-hmm.
So if you view this situation as heading into marriage, you can't be as close with,
Well, in my opinion, you can't be as close with people of the opposite gender
Yeah.
because when it comes time to confide in somebody, it's late night, whatever. And especially if there's a history now, not just rather than just like a person that's like a friend.
Yeah.
You're setting yourself up for a potential to have a moral failing. So I think there needs to be some shifting in the relationship. And I think that should just be understood in terms of like generals like if you and that ex aren't gonna get together, then there needs to be some level of separation.
Yeah.
And I think the person in the middle needs to talk to their significant other and let them significant other and the friend or both, and kind of just have a conversation about changing dynamics.
Okay, but say it's me and you, right? We're
Yeah.
dating, and I'm like, I still want to be best friends with my ex. Okay, but you're you, and but say it bothered you, okay?
Yeah, that probably bother me.
But I'm like, no, like this is my brother's children's godfather, and like they're a part of our family now, and like they were there for me when I got in a car accident and blah before you came along, like, and I'm just like, no, I'm sorry, I can't.
Yeah, I think it'd be like I'd be more comfortable if you guys didn't text all the time and like when we hung out, like it'd be like more of a group thing.
No, he's in our cousin group chat now, so like.
What does that mean?
Like he's part of our family. Like he's like my cousins love him. Like he's part of.
Yeah, like he can come around. Like I don't hate him, but just like that level.
This is hypothetical, by the way.
Yeah, I don't hate. It's like I don't hate him, but that level of closeness that you guys have, I think that it can be a little inappropriate.
What if? Okay, we're done with this question. Okay. I'm like trying to find all these loopholes. It's like I'm trying to find like answer everybody's question. I'm like, what other scenario would there be? Yeah, at the end of the day, who's more important to you, your friend or the person you want to make your wife? But I can see how it would be a really, like, in some cases. But in most cases, I don't think it should be that hard. You and your ex-boyfriend or whatever break up, it's usually not a very good breakup, and I don't want to ever see you again.
For most times.
Yeah, majority of the time, this should not be a problem. If you guys ended up on good terms and y'all had already had sex and all that stuff, nah, you gotta go. I'm sorry. You see my man naked, you gotta go.
That's fair. That's a fair rule.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Get out of here.
We don't have much in common anymore, but we've been together for years.
Is that normal?
You gonna count?
3, 2, 1.
Yeah. Yeah, people change. Your interests change. Things change. Dating wise, like I said, this is not for married people. You are together forever. Dating wise though, if it's just kind of like you guys get together and you have nothing to talk about, or if your interests have both changed so much that now you don't like anything that the other person likes anymore, there's nothing wrong with just being like, hey, maybe this is not gonna work. You're like, we don't really vibe together anymore, and that's okay. People grow apart. Wait, in dating, I mean, you can still grow apart in marriage, but you gotta figure it out. But while you're dating, you don't want to walk into a marriage with like, dang, we don't really vibe anymore, but we've been together for so long. That's something we hear a lot. We have so much history. We've spent so much time. We've been together for so long. It's like, yeah, well, you still have the rest of your life. You can start over.
Yeah. I think that's the thing that keeps a lot of people together is that, I just put so much energy into this. We've been together we've been together so long. That is, you're not that you're lying to yourself, but it's like that time's already spent. By keeping the relationship, you don't get that time back.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's already gone. So I think like it's like from here on out, now what? And I think that in general, people only grow apart when you stop growing together. Taking active interest in your partner's likes and dislikes. So you do things together. That like you sacrifice some of your stuff to do some of their stuff, and vice versa. A lot of give and take, so that growing apart doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I think it's one thing is different than if you were dating when you were like 14,
right?
And now you're like 27. Like you're just different. But even 27 to 40, where you're gonna be different.
Yeah.
But it's to go through those changes together and really make sure that you're not like, well, he has softball Thursday nights and he does that Friday nights and Saturday nights, and like you're living separate lives. I think when you start to live separate lives, that's when the growing apart can really start to happen.
Yeah, I feel like when you have too much me time, like, okay, yeah, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I'm doing my own thing. we can hang out Tuesday and Friday. Or what days did I say? Whatever days I didn't say. Because then that person starts getting their own interest, making new friends that you're not a part of. And I definitely condone having your like alone time. Maybe not too much though. Like everything you guys do, like if you're building something together, do it together. And I feel like that way you can't fail. Like you'll always have those things to get back into. And if your man has an interest that you don't have, you can still join along. Like there's times that I'll go to the movies with Jonathan and I'm like, I do not care about this movie, but at least we're together. And I know that's filling his cup. Like you have to make sacrifices. All of your interests are not going to be the same and they're going to continue to change, but just join in.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that's also one of the cons of dating for a really long time. I think it's easier for us to do a lot of things together because we live in the same space.
Yeah.
And and operate in a lot of the same spaces. So that just makes it naturally easier. When you're like dating, you're not living in the same space. It can be harder to make that effort. It takes extra effort, even. So if you're like been with somebody like 6, 7, you've been dating for 6, 7, 8 years, I can see that getting easy for it to get stale.
Yeah. Yeah, same. All right. The grand finale. So, if your friends and family don't approve of the relationship, but you feel happy, do you think that's a red flag? Should you continue? What do you do? Let me find my positioning. All right. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, move to red. At first I was thinking yellow. I was thinking yellow when I just was thinking family, but then friends and family.
Yeah, they see something that you don't see. We got blind spots sometimes, especially... I was going to say something inappropriate. But...
Like, you don't choose your family, but you choose your friends. So if the friends, the people that you chose, don't like this person either, that's not a good sign.
Yeah. Because sometimes you can be blinded, especially if you're having sex in your relationship. You will put up with much more things because it's like, oh, the sex is so good. And it makes it seem like your relationship is so great because when you do get intimate, everything just looks like sunshine and rainbows and you crave that feeling. So you're like, oh, I'm happy. Everything's great. But they're not having sex with him. So there's no him. I'm always talking for the girl's perspective, but whatever. Their scales are removed. They don't have those blinders on, so they can probably see things that you can't. So if your friends and your family don't like somebody, like be so serious. Like they're not all trying to go against you just so that you can be unhappy they see something that you don't see.
Yeah, and I think asking them why is super important as well. And also, I try to tell my friends this. Get your significant other around the people you care about early. A lot of times people, I think, want to date not in the dark, but they want to date without letting anybody know they're dating this person and keep everything secretive. And one of the major problems with that is that you get so attached to this person before anybody else gets a line of sight in, and anyone else can give you input. Because when you first start dating somebody, like in the initial stages, you're still open to hearing things.
Yeah.
But once you're like head over heels, and it's like then you bring them in, anything that anybody says, like you don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear a thing. Like you're already,
your mind's made up.
And then sometimes for friends, I feel like they can't even tell you anything at that point. A lot of times because it's like, he's already so locked in. Like I can't even really say anything.
Yeah.
But that's why it's so important to get the person that you're considering around your community early before you start. Before you're so deep in and you can't even imagine yourself without the person anymore.
Yeah.
To end, we're going to bring it to 1 Corinthians. That passage that they always talk about in weddings. Because I think it's just a really good template to pair up the person or compare the person that you're dating to. Right? So in any question that you have, you can ask, in general, do they match up to this criteria?
Yeah.
It says, love is patient, love is kind, love does not envy, it is not boastful, is not arrogant, is not rude, is not self-seeking, is not irritable, and does not keep a record of wrongs. Love finds no joy in unrighteousness, but rejoices in the truth. It bears all things, believes all things, hopes in all things, and endures all things. So if you match up the person that you're talking to or dating or engaged to, and they, for the most part, don't match up with that.
Right. Is he or she patient? Is he or she kind? Is he or she prideful? All those things. It's like a little checklist.
Yeah. So, and that's a thing that you can really use to compare that person to. And I think doing that earlier rather than later is always going to be better.
Yeah.
I think we in our culture right now, we're in a very, I just want to feel it out. I just want to hang out for a while. And then before you know it, that you're head over heels, and whether it's like sexual or not, you're so tied in that you can start to miss these yellow flags, miss these red flags, and kind of normalize everything because you just want it to work
So bad.
so
yeah.
badly. You just want it to work. Or if you've been waiting for that relationship for so long, it's like, I just really want this to be it. I really want this to be the one. And then that's when you set yourself up for failure and staying longer than you need to stay and setting yourself up for more heartache.
Yeah.
So
That kind of reminds me, this is me about to be so unserious, but that reminds me of something that I did today. Because you're talking about like, oh, when you wait too late and blah, blah, and then you settle.
oh my gosh, I know exactly what you're going to
So
say. Stop.
we waited too long to buy Christmas decor. I told Jonathan we needed to get it earlier.
We talked about this in the beginning of the podcast
yeah,
already.
but I'm bringing it home. Watch out. Don't be mad. It's your fault. So it took too long to get Christmas decor. I went to Hobby Lobby today. There's nothing on the shelf. But I wanted something so bad because I was like, I'm buying something today. I feel like I bought foolishness because I'm like, this is what's left. I got to buy the foolishness now. And now I'm stuck with foolishness because I didn't dive into it earlier. So don't be like me. Look at the issues early on. Don't wait because now you're going to get the stupid stuff that's on the shelf because you want to decorate so bad. Thank you for tuning into our podcast.
Yeah, then they're never going to tune in again after that. That was terrible. Oh my God.
Life application.
You're a red flag.
Red, no, you.
You're a red flag. All right, thanks for watching the pod.
Bye, guys.
See you guys next time.